So I've absolutely apologized multiple times. It's not been accepted. So now I woke up today and John starts sending me screenshots of people going on all of my social media channels. And
it's actually crazy that we're still having this conversation in 2025, but at the same time, it doesn't surprise me that we're still dealing with racism, considering that America was built on slavery. We went through police brutality, the civil rights movement. You would think that black people earned at least enough grace to buy a nice house in a nice neighborhood and not be bothered by anyone else around them. But yet, here we are.
Oh, proud to come home. I'm pulling up, checking out my Christmas lights we just put up for the holiday season. And there happens to be a lady in the driveway with 2 kids. So I don't think nothing of it. Kids coming in and out my house all the time. I got kids, got a family over here. I don't think nothing of it. I think she's looking for the front door. I say, hey, are you looking for somebody? She doesn't answer. She then proceeds to go to the porch. So I'm like, okay, so she's probably coming over. So I pull in the driveway. I'm about to park. And she rings the doorbell and comes to the front of the front porch and stops me and says, do you live here? And I said, yeah, I live here. She said, well, I don't think so.
Do you live here?
Yeah.
You do? I don't believe that.
What?
I don't believe that.
This is Michelle Bishop. Michelle Bishop is a white lady from Ohio, and this bitch is racist. Now, before I get into this, I'm gonna start by saying that the noun racist is a word that I use carefully, very carefully actually. After doing the necessary amount of research, I've come to the conclusion that Michelle Bishop has in fact earned the title. Michelle accused a black man of following her and her children while being on a late night walk. Michelle would accuse Mike Jenkins of being an intruder to the neighborhood and ultimately a stalker. But here's the kicker. He's a realtor that lives in the neighborhood. I think the worst part about this whole scenario is that if Mike didn't have the Ring doorbell, who knows where this story could have gone. For example, man, I remember me and my girlfriend, this was literally maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. My girlfriend and I, we live in an apartment and we have a Ring doorbell on the outside of our door. Simple and plain, right? That's what people normally do. But one morning, it was around like 3 or 4 a.m. My girlfriend, she wakes up to somebody tampering with our lock to get into our apartment. I go out there to find this white lady trying to break into our apartment. To make a long story short, if we didn't have the Ring doorbell, we would have probably been robbed and murdered by that white lady. I don't know, man. Sight, cause I got that fast. If he didn't have that Ring doorbell, who knows where that could have gone. When you're in a situation like that, when you live in a neighborhood, the last thing you should worry about is somebody accusing you of not living in the house that you've paid for, that you literally put forth your hard-earned money toward, and now you got this racist white lady at your front door saying that you don't own it. This happens a lot. We know, especially as black men, that we gotta be careful, bro. I can't just walk outside with a hood on because I don't want to be Trayvon Martin down here, bro. I mean, it's sick and insane, but as a black man, we gotta be aware of these things. I got dreads now, so things that I do in public, I have to monitor myself because I don't know who's watching. I don't know who might judge me. I don't know who might call the cops on me for no reason. I think what made this whole situation worse than what it actually was that Mike is a literal realtor. So that would mean that he could potentially be selling other people houses in this neighborhood. He could have potentially sold her that house. What do we do with this information though? What do we do? Because I know there's still some people out there that are thinking that Mike was in the wrong. Why is he talking to her while she's walking her children at night? He should know not to do that, etc. Yeah, I get it because there are a lot of crazy people out there. But we just got to separate the crazy from the polite. Mike was asking her simple questions because he enjoyed her Christmas lights. She took it as he was trying to kidnap her. Why was that the first thing that your mind went to? Is what bothers me the most. Now I can understand if you're just walking if you're walking with your children and somebody aggressively pulls up on you, cuts you and your children off from the sidewalk and says, yo, get in the car or I'm gonna do this. Fine, I got it. Matter of fact, in that situation, you do whatever they say because they're obviously a threat. But Mike was being nice. He was being polite. He simply asked, yo, what's up with your Christmas lights? I like them. He asked the question and then she didn't even watch him pull into his driveway. Or she did she actually did watch him pull into his driveway, but she believed that he didn't live there. Would you not believe that? You think the man just broke into a random house after approaching you? First and foremost, you know how long it probably takes to break into somebody's house? So you telling me I had time enough to park my truck, or talk to you, park my truck, go break into somebody's house, literally go inside, bring my wife into this broken into house, tell her to go out there and talk to you. You should have known she fucked up. You gotta get sued for this. Falsely calling the police officers on black people should be damn near attempted murder. Because we know that when a police officer shows up, there's a strong possibility that it will go left. I'm not saying that's gonna be that every time, but think about Sonia Massey. Showed up to her apartment, her house, and unalived her for absolutely no reason. So we know that there's some type of tension between the black community and police officers. No, I'm not saying that they all bad, because they are not all bad. I literally got off on a ticket the other day. Thank you, police officer. I appreciate you. But not all of them are good too. We have to kind of play the devil's advocate game of, you might be good, you might be bad, or you might be in the middle, but I'm going to play it as if you're bad. I'm going to just try to avoid you at all costs. But not only did she slaughter this man's name, she could have probably tainted his company because, I mean, he's a realtor. Realtors are entrepreneurs and their whole livelihood is based upon their business. So now that he's in the news for being accused of following or breaking into a house that belonged to him, it's going to disrupt his business regardless of if it's true or not. She, on the other hand, is walking away as if nothing even happened, bro. I think there should be some type of consequences on her end for even putting that man through that. If I'm Mike, I might sue you for defamation. I need some type of compensation. I feel traumatized. My temples hurt. I might pass out. As if she didn't dig herself a big enough hole by humiliating this man in front of the world. She goes online on Facebook to cry.
And so I've absolutely apologized multiple times. It's not been accepted.
It's that guilt, bruh. She's just trying to gain the guilt. She wants the public to be on her side. And of course, there are going to be crazy people out there that's going to say, hey, Michelle, she did nothing wrong. She was afraid. She was with her 2 children. And that, I understand. But you also got to take accountability for the things you fucked up in, lady. Got to get this man arrested. You called the cops to this man's house. He was asleep. Well, he wasn't asleep, obviously. But he was just chilling in his crib, probably playing Madden or something. And now you got the police officers, people knocking on my door, the Ring doorbell going off. You know Ring doorbell, the batteries go dead for anything. So shit, I gotta get recompensated for my Ring doorbell. I feel traumatized. I can't even live in my own neighborhood because now I gotta assume that the people around me don't believe or think that I live here. So now I have to prove myself every day. It's almost like, as a black person being in a dominantly white area, it's almost as if you're walking on eggshells. That's what it feels like. Not to say that all white people are going to judge you for what you do or how you look. The reality of the situation is when you're out of your comfort zone or you're out of your normal domain, you kind of got to tiptoe around until you get comfortable, bro. It's like a white person going into a soul food restaurant, right? Knowing what's going on between this party and that party, there might be some tension or some false tension in your head, so you're walking on eggshells. Think about that for black people, but think about the neighborhood. If you ain't in the hood, you in the suburbs with the nice big ass houses. For example, I drive DoorDash. I drive Uber Eats. Whenever I drop off food to these houses that are 3, 4, 5 stories, I feel out of place. I'm driving the Honda Accord 2008. I gotta be careful. I don't know who I'm dealing with. I don't know what house I'm going to. I don't know what these people think of me. So I'm acting on my best behavior, but unfortunately, not everyone's gonna look at me as if I'm somebody. Yo, she got on here and started crying, bro. I think, oh man, that's the worst thing you could have done. Before you got on here and cried, because I know that you're feeling an immense amount of emotion because the public is going at you. I even watched an article saying that she does own a business and her reviews have tainted because of this situation. I'm not saying that she deserves that. Okay, but she kind of deserves that shit. Fake tears gotta go. The fake tears gotta go. It doesn't even seem like, if you're gonna go on Facebook and post a video proclaiming that you're the victim in this situation, you gotta at least come with some real tears, dog. I didn't see any tears rolling down your face at all. If I'm up there lying, knowing damn well I'm in the wrong, but trying to get some sympathy from people, you're gonna see snot coming down my nose. I'm talking about my eyes red. I might pull some hair out. I'm selling the part. You didn't do any of that. Which leads me to think that you're not sincere. If her business didn't go to shit like it did, which it's probably still functioning, but if she didn't receive all those negative reviews and all the backlash from the public, I don't think we get an apology out of her. It didn't seem sincere. You're acting, you overacted. Now, what happened before that, I don't know. Maybe she did reach out to Mike and formally apologize, but to put something like that on Facebook, it makes me think that you have more motives outside of what you're actually trying to proclaim your motive to be with this video. You're crying, you're trying to sell it. It's almost like you don't even care for real. The only reason why you care is because you got caught in the act. This shit is sick out here, man. All I can say is, bro, if you're black out there and you got a nice crib, please buy a Blink doorbell. And white people, bro, we rock with y'all, man. Y'all ain't got to do us like this. I'm not saying all y'all like this, but there are a lot of people out there that look at you just because the color of our skin, like we shouldn't be there. Trust me, it happens a lot. It happens more than y'all think. So please be understanding of where this case could have gone or where this case derived from. But yeah, that's all I got for y'all, man. If you enjoyed the video, if you enjoyed my take on it, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment down below of how you feel about Michelle Bishop. Give me some examples of how you would have handled this situation. And remember to love yourself when nobody wear your peace. And chin grease. Boop.